Okay, now I haven't had too much time with the character. It's only been a few days or so by the time of recording this video. A couple, even. I don't even know. It's been some time, you know what I mean? And I haven't been able to really lock in the character too much because, you know, it's first week and we got people spamming in my games. People even ban the character. Like, I had them locked and they don't even select them. They just straight up ban them. And I'm like, but why? So Phoenix, Jean Grey, whatever you want to call it. They're a duo character, okay? They're a duo character. But basically, there's been discussion, well, is the character too strong or too weak or whatever? Maybe a little bit mid. I wouldn't say any of that. I mean, you could say a little bit mid. I wouldn't say too strong. I think people making that argument are just dumb. And it's just that simple. You're just dumb. Or you're just ignorant, all right? Let's not get a little feisty here. You're just a little ignorant, all right? And she's not too weak either. You know, she's not like garbage. So I would say she's somewhere in the middle, probably the most, or one of the most balanced characters that has ever released in this game. So that's pretty good. That's a good achievement. You know, very, very well maintained. She's not like perfect at anything. She's just balanced and good at a lot of stuff. A jack of all trades, a master of none. So let's go into some stats because that'll show especially that. First off, she doesn't fit any like OP power that, for example, Hela does. Reason being, she does not like two-tap, you know, the enemy, right? She does not two-tap unless she's like right on their face. Like if she's like right next to you, she can go crazy, you know? And of course, it depends on your HP, obviously, but she doesn't necessarily two-tap. She basically does. If we do it on like, for example, Luna Snow, she's gonna two-tap, but then she's like at full health, she's gonna two-tap at close speed. But that's like just getting headshots. You have to get full headshots, of course, right? But then if you get body shots, it'll take a little bit more to do that. But she does 50 damage a shot, right? And Hela does 70. So already that's important to note. So she's very similar to Hela, but the only other things that are similar to Hela is that she has an ability that stuns. And it's like a better stun than Hela's. Realistically, let's be real, it is a better stun than Hela. So she has it going for her, but she has worse like basic damage on her stuff. But she does a lot of, on her main attack, she does a lot of area of effect damage. She's also very similar to Star-Lord with her fly ability, but she is not as fast as him. And she has a dash, but it's not as good as, you know, a lot of other dashes like Magic or Star-Lord dash with the invincibilities, or even Black Panther. I mean, it's nothing crazy. It's just a dash, a quick dash that is a little bit of damage. But everything she has is serviceable. It's good. It's not OP or anything. The damage isn't crazy, and she has a huge fall off, so you definitely like have to be close. Because if you're playing this character like a sniper, it's just not gonna work. Like it actually isn't. You cannot play this character like a sniper. She does almost no damage from range. It's just a waste of time. Like you got to go up close and go crazy, and you have the abilities to do that. You have stuns and slows that makes it so they can't chase you, and so you can get out, and you have an ability that literally gets you out of danger, as well as a flying ability that gets you out of that. Her ultimate is also kind of, people have been saying it's mid. That is actually kind of true, because to be real, it doesn't do much damage, but it does more damage when you combo it with other ults or you combo it with your stacks of spark. But overall, the character is very, you could say mid, but I'd say really, really balanced. She's not so weak that she's gonna get folded by every single character. In fact, she's probably one of the most like balanced picks. Like if you think about Star-Lord in particular, who I think she's the most like, I think she's the most similar to Star-Lord because of just how they're meant to be played. They're supposed to be like, you know, played on off angles, a little bit of flanking here and there, you know, as well as just, you know, being closer up to the enemy, being in the fight and stuff, in and out, that type of thing. Not similar to Hela, where Hela is like more of a sniper. But if you're comparing to Star-Lord, he's a balanced character in the way that he's good against snipers because he can dive them. And by the way, it doesn't mean he's going to counter all these things. It's just he has a skill matchup, right? If you're a good Star-Lord, you can beat snipers. You have tools to do so. You can beat people diving you. You have tools to do so. You have invincibility frames. You have movement to get out, right? You can fly up in the air. You know, if Squirgle's a problem, you can fly up in the air. Flyers are a problem, you can fly up in the air and kill them. You know, someone's diving you, a Black Panther, fly up in the air, or just use your invincibility frames to dodge. You know, you're playing against a Spider-Man, use your, you know, barrage ability, and then just, you don't even have to aim at him. So you have so many tools as well as a really good ultimate. He's a very good pick almost all the time. If you pick him in every game, which knowing me, In previous seasons I've done that because he's my most played character, where I would just pick him every game pretty much because he's just a safe pick. I feel the same way about Phoenix, where she's a very safe pick. There's no matchup where she's like, oh, I have nothing I can do about it. Hela, for example, if there's a lot of divers, Hela's gonna actually have a problem. But divers versus Phoenix, she has a stun, she has ways to get out, she can fly and reposition. A squirrel goes being a problem, doesn't matter. She can get up in the air. You know, they got another sniper on the enemy team, they got a Hela on their team, or a Hawkeye. She can even flank because she has abilities to reposition. She can get on an off angle. She can go around them. She can't exactly dive, so snipers are going to be probably her harder matchup, but she can at least reposition and find a better way to beat them. Tanks are not an issue. Just like with Star-Lord, he can get out of the way and leave tanks. Tanks will not rush him down. She can also not be rushed down by tanks because she can always just get out. And she also wants to attack tanks because she does so much damage to them. But there's no real issue, right? And then, for example, Star-Lord has the ability to destroy, the enemy healers as well because of his ultimate. She also has that ability. She can do that. Of course, hers just needs more build-up, right? You have to add sparks to them first and then go in with your ability. Or you can just counter a ultimate like Squirrel Girl ultimate. You can counter a Rocket ultimate. Otherwise, you want to just like place your sparks on them and it lasts for 5 seconds. They can't take it off themselves. They have to stay with it, and if they are out in the open or even if they're behind the cover, you can just go and bomb them while they have sparks on them, and either they're going to be dead or close to it, and the rest of your team can finish them off, or you can just finish them off yourself. So it's a versatile character that she can fit in anything. So if you are looking for a reason to play her, you're like, man, I don't even know, the hit scan is too difficult for me. I would say first of all just train your aim. Like for me, I just go into aim labs every time I hop on the like practice range, and I just train aim against the bots to make sure I can actually do it, adjust settings if needed, because it's actually definitely difficult to just aim correctly for anyone who isn't good at that, you know what I mean? But yeah, the idea is you can do it, you can get it popping. And if you're someone who does like versatile characters, like that can, there's not very many of them, by the way. There's very few characters that are good against everything. I think a character that's almost there right now is actually the Thing, and also Emma. The Thing, Emma, and Mag. Those are tanks. So if you're looking for tanks that are similar, that are good against almost everything, they don't really have any like huge glaring weaknesses other than maybe Wolverine, then there you go. But I don't know of any other characters that outright have no actual counters, genuine counters, other than literally just Star-Lord. Like, Star-Lord is literally the character I know that has no actual counters. There's no person in the game, no character in the game, not even Scarlet Witch. There's no characters in the game that are, not even Namor. There's no characters that will outright destroy him. He has no actual counters. Even Magneto has an outright counter. That's the thing. It doesn't mean Star-Lord's OP. It just means that he's a very safe pick. And I believe Phoenix is also a safe pick in that sense because she has no real counters, right? I mean, you could say like, oh, well, supports are her counters because she can't always kill them. But that's the thing. Supports technically can beat anyone, and that's just a skill matchup. You just gotta wait out the support ultimates, I guess you could say, or force them out. But other than that, it's a very safe pick because she's not going to worry about dive. She's not going to worry about snipers. She has tools to deal with them. Some characters don't have that. Like I said, Hawkeye, he has some tools. He has some tools to deal with divers, but he's not going to like it if you got like a Magic and a BP and a Spider-Man on the enemy team coming at you. Maybe a Venom. He's not going to like that. He's not going to be able to do much about that unless he's absolutely cracked, and even then it'll be difficult, So those are the glaring weaknesses, but that's the point. It's good because they have such a crazy favorable matchup, versus, for example, tanks. They have favorable matchups versus other snipers. They have favorable matchups versus just literally anybody in the other team that isn't a diver. Pretty much. So that's the thing. They have such favorable matchups against everything other than divers that it makes sense, right? And then, you got divers themselves, of course, they're going to lose to anti-dive, right? But when you have these two characters, I mean, maybe there's some other ones I don't know about. You can maybe say Wolverine, but he loses to, he's countered by non-tanks. But even then, he'll still be fine, to be honest, because he's a little crazy. But I don't know of any other characters. This is the second character I know of that's a very safe pick like that. I mean, you could say maybe Reed Richards is the other one that we can maybe say is a very good pick versus almost everything, except for he loses to flyers because he doesn't have enough range if like Iron Man wants to go up in the air and not come down. So that would be the only weakness there. And actually, the Thing used to have so many good things he was good against, except for flyers, and now he got rid of that weakness. So that's why I said he was the closest one I could think of that is another all-rounder. Because, of course, yeah, he can lose to things, but like he has no like hardcore like this character counters you other than literally Wolverine, right? Like that's it. You can maybe even say Groot, because Groot doesn't have any crazy counters other than maybe literally Wolverine and maybe divers. But yeah, the Thing is good against divers. He's now good against snipers because he can literally jump to them. He's now good against flyers because he can jump to them. So he's beating that. And he's even good against tanks because he can stop them from moving. I mean, he's also another, like, close enough to an all-rounder. So yeah, if you're looking for all-rounder characters, these are the characters you want to choose. And I wanted to say that I believe that my evaluation of Phoenix is that she is A-okay, perfectly balanced, and I like that. Perfectly balanced. And if you want a character that is perfectly balanced, there you go, bruh. There you go. I don't think that she's gonna get nerfed. There doesn't need to be a reason for her to. She could, but if anything, she would get buffed. Because I think the only buffs I can maybe think of that she could possibly need is like a cooldown buff. Maybe just more either cooldown to her psychic shift. I don't know, maybe 1 second, or I'd say a lower her ultimate cost so she can use that a little bit more because it's not even that strong. Or I'd say she could have more, like how Star-Lord got a buff on his ability that makes him fly. I forgot what it's called, to be honest, but hers is called Dark Ascent. She could actually have a little bit more, stuff to work with there, a little bit more energy to use, or maybe it recovers a little bit faster. I'd say that's a thing that can happen. Maybe a little bit more movement speed on that. That's what I'd say. Buff her mobility a little bit because I think you don't have to buff her damage. I think buffing her mobility could always be good. So I wouldn't say damage buff. She has a decent amount of damage. I think just buffing her movement speed could be really great. But yeah, that's what I have to say about this video. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. Dislike if you didn't. This wasn't a guide to the character. I was just explaining why I believe the character is perfectly balanced as all things should be, and why the character's not, very like top tier or very low tier, maybe like a good like A or something, like somewhere around there is where she's good at, maybe like a low A is what I'd say. Very well balanced, so I like that. And with that being said, comment down below what you think. Subscribe for more W content on the channel. I don't mess up. You heard nothing. But yeah, go ahead, check out the channel. I have lots of content on it and stuff. I try to upload daily. We trying, bro. We trying, bro. We really trying over here, bro. I might miss some, but I'm gonna try not to miss any. So I'll try my best, bro. But if you like daily uploads, hopefully we will be uploading daily. Hopefully, so check in every day for more news, lore discussions, character discussions about gaming in general, and so many different games. We're going crazy. With that being said, watch the video on the screen right now. I bet you it's amazing. Let's go.